I gotta stick with my guns. Before this series, I said I'm gonna go with the best player. The best player on the floor is KD. I got to go with the Suns. I'm gonna go with the Suns, and I'm gonna stay with them.
Come on,
I'm not gonna switch.
Listen.
Listen, I can't do it. I understand. I don't want to backtrack. I know what my eyes saw yesterday. I know it. So
wait. Hold on, Coach J. Aren't you the eye test man?
Right.
Aren't you the eye test man?
But I already stated what I don't want to be. I don't want to cheat and see a game and then try to switch after game one. I don't want to do that. From Coach J.O. and the GOAT Debate Media family, I want to send my sincere condolences to the Baz family, Shay, Taylor, Mr. Baz, Miss Baz, Reggie, Rodney. We lost a good one this week. Baz was a real good friend to me. And the only regrets that I have is I didn't know him longer. And I know this is a tough time for us, but we'll get through it together. We're going to miss you, brother. I love you. God bless to the Baz family.
Prayers out. Welcome back to GOAT Debate Media. I'm your host by Israel. I'm here with the two coaches, Coach J.O. and Coach Scott. Man, we just want playoff predictions, man. We already seen a couple games, but we want to get our word out, man. We want to put out the predictions that's going to actually come true. You know what I mean? Listen to us. You want the winning lotto numbers? Watch the GOAT Debate. Come to GOAT Debate Media YouTube channel. Make sure you watch, and you're going to get all the correct information. All right? Lotto numbers, Powerball numbers at the end of the show. I'm just playing. Don't try and sue me for false advertisement. But we're going to talk about these playoffs, man. Let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start with you, Coach RJO. The Thunder and the Pelicans. Who do you have coming out of the West in that first round? Out of the Thunder, number 1 seed, or the Pelicans, the number 8 seed?
Right now, with Zion being down, and we all know the force that Zion is. We saw in the play-in game the other night. 40 ball, no three-pointers, just taking it to AD, taking it to LeBron. He's not there. Okay? He's battling a hamstring. We know Zion and his conditioning, man. Zion misses 2 weeks, man. It's like he missed a month. So I got to go with OKC. You know, I feel like the Pelicans can pull off 2. You know what I'm saying? They definitely could get 2. So I'm looking at a OKC in 6. SGA MVP candidate might win it. OKC in 6.
I'm Coach Scott. I'm looking at 5. I might be looking at 4. SGA. I mean, because again, Pelicans, they have improved. They are a better looking team, but I mean, with no Zion, Coach, it just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
Much improved, but without the heart of the engine, the car don't move. And without Zion, you know, their ship sinks very fast. And then they don't play well at home. I don't think they can maintain at home. And like you said, they potentially could get swept. But you know, I'm giving them 5 games. I'm gonna give them a game, but they potentially can get swept.
Right. You know, I got to come up with stuff like that. Hey, if the phone don't ring, the cell phone don't work. He comes up with them. I don't know where he be getting them from, but they be smooth though. I have to adopt some of that stuff, man. So, all right, that was quick. I don't think it's too much to talk about in that series, honestly.
But this is the thing. What you got? OKC, I don't know. They haven't been, you know, in the playoffs for real since, you know, Russ and KD.
Right.
Oh, really? Well, you know, Russ and PG didn't win, but that arena be rocking. They sell out all the time. For them to be a small market team, that arena is rocking.
Yeah. I used to think I used to think the Bulls, remember back in, you know, 96, 98, 93, the Bulls arena used to rock. It seems like, I don't know this, and I'm asking. The OKC, the Thunder, do they have a smaller arena than like the United Center? Because it seems like it's smaller, which could be worse for the visiting team because of that compacted arena and that crowd. And they do get rowdy. I think that might, if we had to like rank like arenas, that'd probably be top 3, honestly.
Right now,
gotta be top
most
3.
Definitely.
It's definitely much like, absolutely. It's much like the University of Duke. they don't have the biggest gym in college basketball, but it's rocking. The walls start sweating. It's rocking, man. It's a rocking gym for sure.
That might be strategic.
Oh yeah.
Build a small gym, make it compact, get that crowd going, get that noise in there. Boom, you got it. But all right, listen, the Clippers and the Mavs. Did Kawhi Leonard play in this 1-0 game? Like, how you?
No.
Listen, I know they got Harden, and you know Russell Westbrook, he doing his thing, PG. But there's no Kawhi. And the one thing about the Mavs, this is what I noticed about the Mavs, Coach Scott. With the Mavs, both of your point guards, you know, you got Kyrie and you got freaking drawing a blank. Gosh, help me, somebody. Luka. Luka, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember his name. Not because he's not a great player, because he definitely is, but they both over 30. 1 for 31, 1 for 33. They collectively score 64, but collectively they have 10 assists. All right. And then you only have 4 out of your 5 starters score the ball. Your center has 0 points. 0 points. And then you have like one player off the bench coming in with like, 8 points? That's horrible. That's not going to get it done. If that don't change, I'm sure that will change, though. I don't think we're looking at a sweep in this series, Coach Scott. What you think? I think they'll adjust.
I definitely think they'll adjust. But when you look at it, Luka and Kyrie are the only 2 that can really create their own shot. When you look at that team's dynamic and the way they space the ball, that's why their assists are so high. But from a standpoint of just them creating their own shot, those 2 are really the only ones that can create their own shot. You know, I look at this series, if they don't get it together real quick, I think this series goes 6 games. And sorry, but Kyrie, you going home.
Again.
Again.
So Coach J.O., like PJ Washington, he has 11 points. All right. And I was wrong. It wasn't Gafford the center. It was Jones, small forward, who had 0 points. The center had 3. So I was wrong. I was almost right, though. 3 points. He had 3 points. The majority of the points came from Irving and Luka. 64 combined total points. But then if you look at it, they only have like 10 assists between the 2. Now I'm looking at the bench scores. Man, you have your highest scorer off the bench has 6 points. How do they win like this?
You think about it, right? Think about the GOAT debate that we had, the best duos or the best team ever. And we was talking about, you know, Jordan and Pippen and Kobe and Shaq specifically. And how, what's the percentage? Well, they had like 69% of the points for their team. But it was a balance. It was a balance. Kyrie and Luka, both of those players play on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting all your points from the perimeter. That's difficult.
True.
That's difficult. And it's not like Luka is a sniper. You know what I'm saying? He shoots a lot of shots, so he can make some jumpers. He's not a sniper. The Clippers are built for the playoffs, man. They have shot makers. They have shot makers, multiple shot makers who can make shots from all levels. They can get to the rim, they can mid-range you, they can free throw line you, and they can hit the 3 as well. It's going to be difficult for Dallas to beat the Clippers. Kawhi comes back Tuesday as well. So it's not going to get
defense
any better for him. You know what I'm saying?
So with Luka, he was like 4-12 from downtown. Coach Scott, he's shooting 12. He shot 12 threes. He hit 4 of them. And let's just say he has an even worse night from downtown. Let's say he has an off night, or Kyrie has an off night. Where are your points coming from? Because when you look at the Clippers, Paul George, 22 points. The man whose name I can never say, Zabak, 20 points. Harden, 28 points. Man, 13. Thank you. Man, 13 points. And then Westbrook coming off the bench with another 13 points. Like, they're getting production from around everybody on their team scored at least a minimum of 2 points. But when you look at the Mavs, man, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on your team who either didn't play or didn't score any points, including one of your starters. Coach Scott, prediction?
Again, I just, you know, looking at how these teams match up, they're gonna have to get a whole lot more out of PJ Washington if Kyrie or Luka has a bad game or off game. It seems like he's the only one with the green light to actually shoot outside of those 2. And at the power forward position, you don't want your power forward if they're not consistently handling the ball, which he's not. taking that many shots. He shot 7 3-pointers, 28% from 3, not strong. So again, you when you talk about creating a shot and somebody being able to create that space to get their own shot, you only have 2 players that really can do it. I personally, I take the Clippers in 5 for sure, but it's a problem that they can get corrected. But I think it's just going to be too much with Kawhi coming back, and then the Clippers need to be smart. I wouldn't bring Kawhi back if I don't really need to. I mean, 97-109. That's not. I mean, they got handled.
Yeah. Coach Ayo, prediction. Coach Scott got him at 5. What you got?
Man, I mean, Clippers in 6. Clippers in 6. You got to think about historically, the Mavs have done well against the Clippers. I think they went in the bubble. They went to 7, and I think the year after that, they went 7. If I'm not mistaken. So they're comfortable. They know the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? They know what they can do. But the Clippers got an MVP candidate coming back to the lineup. Like, that's difficult.
And this is a different Clipper team, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh, way different. Way different. Way different. You understand? Way different. You know, it's all about injuries and it's all about health with the Clippers. It's always been about that.
Yeah, because when they got Harden, man, at first,
3 pure scores though.
Yeah. And then when Harden got there, it was a little rough in the beginning. You know, they had to gel, they had to find their way, but I think they're okay right now. And so I'm with Jo. I think in 6, but I'm with Coach Scott. I wouldn't be surprised in 5. You know what I mean? And the only reason I'm going 6, I'm just giving the Mavs the benefit of the doubt. I don't see them going past. They ain't gonna get past the Clippers. All right, so we got that out of the way. The T-Wolves and the Suns. So you got Michael Jordan Jr. Edwards. Then Jay don't get mad. Hey, listen. This, what was it? 25 point. See, let's be real. Let's talk about it. We cannot say KD is on that level to be allowing him. Now he's not playing with us. The Suns ain't no scrubs. The Suns, I think, should have been higher than the 6th seed, honestly. These are not scrubs. But you have that team, which is a good team, and then you have KD, and you still getting beat by 25 in your first game in the first round of the playoffs. Now, if we going to put that pressure on hold LeBron to a certain level and say LeBron had these players around him, of course, I would say KD didn't have. Well, actually, he has. He has all-stars around him, just like LeBron. We got to hold KD foot to the fire as well. I don't think KD is on LeBron's level. Now, we could say, well, they both had superstars around them. Well, they're equal in the aspect. LeBron at least did more with his than KD is doing with his. Who we at? Coach Jo, what's your thoughts? You can't be losing by 25 in the playoffs.
Oh, that's definitely unacceptable, right? As I always say, defense and rebounding wins championships. The Timberwolves played real defense. I'm talking about
lights out. They did
real defense, scrappy. They contest everything, every single thing they contest. You got Rudy Gobert in the paint. You talking about arguably one of the best shot blockers in NBA history. You got Jaden McDaniels, 6'8", 6'9", long, and he moves like a guard. He's harassing Booker. I'm talking about harassing Booker. And Anthony Edwards, his speed, his athleticism, his competitiveness, this is going to be difficult, man. This is going to be difficult for the Suns. But nonetheless, when you have a talent like KD, I believe in KD, right? And regardless of how good that defense was, KD still had, 31 yesterday, 31, 33 yesterday. It's KD, man. That was game 1. The Suns got to come out with some more intensity. They have to rebound. You have to defend the paint because Anthony Edwards looking like that guy.
And these guys they were pretty consistent across the board when we're looking at the free throws. I mean, they were close in free throws. There was, our Suns shot 80% and the T-Wolves shot 90%. But what I do see where they were pretty much not consistent is in the assist category, right? They were moving out, and you're talking about defense. They're also moving the ball around. They're playing collectively as a team, right? You can't let this team get on the road like that. They got little Jordan over there. You know what I mean? You know what? Let me not say little Jordan. That's disrespectful. Because that's not my intent. he's building his own legacy. You know, Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards. You know what I mean? This dude is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Every game I'm watching this guy play, I'm like, wow. I want to see this dude in 3 years or in 4 years, man. I want to see where this goes. I think he's going to be a champion in the league, and he's going to lead this team, and they're going to do some big things. What you say, Coach Scott?
I agree with you. 6 players with, I say Jaden McDaniels, 9 points, but 6 players with double digits. Like Coach J.O. alluded to, these guys are young, they hungry. They playing like some real wolves. They playing like a pack of real wolves. You got a lead. You got your lead wolf. And I'm gonna say it, Baby Jordan, right? You got your lead wolf, and then you got the rest of the guys that are they attack, man, and they attacked at all phases of the game.
Yeah,
they're literally closing out on 3-pointers, like Coach J.O. was saying. There's no free shot. There's no free shot on the court. I'm talking about the only free shot that you get is the free throw. Because these guys are closing out, they're in your face, and they're bugaboos. They're sitting in your hip. And everyone knows for a pure shooter like KD and Booker, you hate for somebody to be in your hip when you're trying to arc that ball up. It makes it real difficult for you. And these guys are really just sitting in the place of really the trigger zone. And they're making it difficult. And I personally, with that, I'm taking the Wolves in 6, man.
Taking the Wolves in 6. What about you, JL?
Ooh.
Don't say 7.
I'm telling you, man. Like after watching yesterday's game, oh my goodness.
Don't say 7.
I gotta stick with my guns. Before this series, I said I'm gonna go with the best player. The best player on the floor is KD. I got to go with the Suns. I'm gonna go with the Suns, and I'm gonna stay with them.
Come on,
I'm not gonna switch.
Listen.
I'm not. Listen, I can't do it. I understand. I don't want to backtrack. I know what my eyes saw yesterday. I know it. So
wait. Hold on, Coach J. Ain't you the eye test man?
Right.
Aren't you the eye test man?
But I already stated what I don't want to be. I don't want to cheat and see a game and then try to switch out the game 1. I don't want to do that.
Can I ask you a question, Coach J.O.?
Go ahead.
He ain't got to win a lot of numbers.
I'm just saying, when you grew up, did you always wear the same clothes that you picked out the night before? You ain't never just say, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow, but the next day you got up, you like, I ain't feeling that. I'm gonna kill him with this right here.
Maybe once or twice.
I can see that. I can see that, bro. Because you got the eye test should have told you, nah, I can't.
But this is the thing. This is a closer matchup than what we're thinking, right? Those adjustments that the Suns got to make is an effort thing. It's an effort thing. It's not necessarily a talent thing. It's an effort thing. Are you willing to do what you got to do? Are you willing to rebound? Are you really contest shots? Because the Wolves, these guys attack on defense. It's almost like they're playing offense on defense. They attack you. They're not sitting back waiting on you to come to them. They are attacking you. They are blocking shots, contesting, stealing, playing the passing lanes. Man, they doing everything, man.
Well, you're a coach. You're a coach, and you got a championship ring, and you know better than anybody. You can't coach effort. Effort is something you wake up in the morning and you just gotta have it. You gotta have it. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Booker and KD, they might give you a game. They might even give you 2, but they're not gonna give you a series of defense, and they're not gonna attack.
I'm disappointed. I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing else about the eye test from that guy. Because I can't hear nothing else about the eye test because my eyes saw a 25-point smacking, and it was easy. That was the scary part. It was easy. Anytime you were beating somebody, because listen, I've seen games go up by 25, and it wasn't an easy game because I've seen games where the score really didn't tell you what happened, and then around late in the fourth quarter, maybe it was they made a run, and it kind of got, back and forth. Then they take their starters out, and then, it kind of may grow a little bit, whatever. We've seen those games. Sometimes the score might not tell the story. This score,
they got
this score. Yeah, I want to say now that I think about it, this score probably didn't tell the story because they got beat more like by 30. Honestly, this was too easy of a win for the Suns to be giving up. And I know you're saying KD, you're gonna go with the best player, but Coach J.O., I'm gonna tell you right now, Edwards is the best player. I'm just gonna give it to you straight
Hey,
up.
listen,
Edwards is the
I'm gonna
best
be
player.
real. I'm gonna be honest, right? Watching this game yesterday, it kind of looked like a passing of the guard. You know, and
Yeah.
KD is Anthony Edwards' all-time best player. He was
Right.
talking some trash. He called him an old you know what? He looked at him and called him that. You know what I'm saying?
man, you
KD
know-
laughed it off. You know what I'm saying? He laughed it off and smiled it off. But Anthony Edwards definitely looked like the best player on the court yesterday.
But you know what though? You know what? And Coach Scott, how much of that psychologically played a part in KD's mind going into game 2? Am I old? Can I keep up with this guy? Oh man, am I gonna fall in this first round? And if I do, what about the media? Because we know KD's been very sensitive to the media over his entire career, right?
Right.
And so now, could these things it can go either one, left or right, right? It can motivate him, boom, and you know he just comes out and drop out 40, right? Or he can be worried and it disrupts his game, and then they go down 0-2. What do you think?
One thing I know about KD,
that's
KD gonna perform.
That's key.
One thing I know about KD, he is gonna perform. He's gonna have one of those performances. I'm telling you that now. Whether they get beat or not, KD gonna have one of them performances.
Okay,
I would agree with that, but I think Abaya makes a solid ass point, bro. The media has really historically not been his friend. And KD just, you know, he's one of those players that you don't want to poke the bear because he's a player that has that ability to light it up. And he's like a Gilbert Arenas almost. When he lighten it up, you can turn all the lights out. He's lighting it up. But if it affects his game and they go down 0-2, KD bought a door. Good night.
Yeah, I don't see them coming back from that. I'm going T-Wolves in 6. I'm gonna give Suns 2. I think 2. If they get hot in the series, maybe 3. It may go 7, but I see it in 6. But anyway, let's go. Speaking of passing the guard, let's go to the next game. The Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. The 2 seed versus 7 seed. 7 seed Lakers versus 2 seed Nuggets. Nuggets 4-0. Let's go to the next series. So now to the East. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. I don't know, but man. So speaking of the Nuggets and the Lakers, I think there's a strategy. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Nuggets are using a little strategy here, because we all know. Well, let me rephrase that. Coach J.O., me and you know, there's a free throw disparity going on right here. There's a gap in free throws, and if you look at the amount of threes that the Nuggets typically shoot, in that first game, they shot more. And I was thinking, could they be shooting more threes to cover that free throw gap? Because what did they have? The Lakers had in their first game, they had 19 free throws, which they made 17 of 19, which is great. But the Nuggets only had 6, right?
Come on.
They had 6. And here's the question. The Nuggets were at home. Talking about not getting the calls, they're at home. And they only had 6 free throws, right? So I think they probably would shoot more threes because maybe they anticipated that, because historically in the 2024 season, we've seen something a little different when it comes down to free throws in the Lakers. What you say, Coach J.O.?
I agree. And I don't think that's a conspiracy, brother. 6 free throws, man. Come on. Like, come on. But let's be real. 45 minutes from Anthony Davis, 41, 42 minutes from LeBron James. That's not a recipe for success. It's not gonna cut it. It's just not. There's no way you can sustain that. It's too much. It's too much. They gave out of gas. They gave out of gas. In that third quarter, it was a stretch where the Lakers shot, I think, like 6, 7 threes in a row in 6, 7 possessions. They were tired. Yep. They were gassed. If you look at that last possession when Jokic had dunked on LeBron, Anthony Davis didn't even get back. His hands was on his knees.
His hands was on his knees. Yeah.
His hands was on his knees. He was burnt.
And you know what else, Coach J.O.? Nobody on the Denver Nuggets played 40 minutes. Now, maybe they came close to it, but you had players on the Lakers who are an older team. Well, let me not say older team. Who has an older player in LeBron, and then you have AD putting pressure on AD with 40 plus minutes. But yet the Nuggets, Coach Scott, like Joker had 32 along with Davis with about 7 less minutes. Now people might say, "Oh, that's 7 minutes. That's not that big of a number when it comes to it is. That's rest.
That's a big number. That's a
That's a
huge
big number. Yeah, that's rest. And he has the same amount of production as the Lakers' leading scorer. This if the Lakers go down one more game just to 0-2, the fight out of that hole is going to be ugly. I think the Coach Scott, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but all right, they what was the score? 114 to 103. All right. I think the gaps, the winning margin may start to get bigger in game 3 and 4. And if we go to a game 5, we'll see. But what are your thoughts? And I think I got to agree with Coach J.O. And like, I don't think this is sustainable.
No, I would definitely agree. I mean, when I look at the minute markers, you're right. I mean, LeBron 40 minutes, AD 44 minutes, but I look at the cast, and that's always, I always talk about the others. What are the others doing, right?
Right.
And when you look at the others, you got D'Lo 41 minutes, Austin Reeves 36 minutes, right at 37 minutes. What is the efficiency of the others, though? What does the efficiency look like? And it was a stretch, like Coach was talking about, where they shot. It was an absurd amount. I mean, we talked about it in the previous show. You're down 1 and you're shooting a 3. Like, what the hell is going on? And it just was. They were just tired. They were just tired. And when Denver went on that 13, they went on a 13-2 run, and it was just demoralizing because they couldn't do anything but burn timeouts. They couldn't do anything but burn timeout. They couldn't even run up and down the court. All they could do was just burn timeouts. And it was pretty demoralizing. And in that, I will say, if they don't figure it out real quick, if the others don't play, because the stars are going to play. The stars are always going to show up. They're going to fight the fight. But if the others don't show up and tie this and steal a game in Denver, like you said, Katie bought a dough, dead and stinking, and it's gonna be somebody's gonna have to figure out why LeBron James is throwing everybody else under the bus.
Hey, listen, LeBron, I didn't say it. He said it. LeBron fan said it. I ain't said it this time. So listen, it was pretty much a starter versus starters game.
Right. I mean, that's pretty comparable.
Yeah, when we're looking at the Nuggets, it just seemed like the points were more spread around. And they had a few more points coming off the bench than what the Lakers had. The Lakers had one player in Prince to score off the bench, 11 points. They had nothing else coming from the bench. And so if you have no production coming from your bench, then I can't take LeBron out the game because we ain't going to get no production. Y'all not scoring. I can't take AD out the game. He got to play 45 minutes. It's not going to work. Coach J.O., now I'm going to be honest. Jordan went out in Utah. 98, game-winning shot, finals. Kobe was not in the finals, but the way he went out, 60 points in his farewell tour, it was like the next best thing you could do as far as, winning the championship, other than winning the championship. I don't want to see LeBron go out this way. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm shooting straight up. I hope the Lakers can do something if this is not his last year and he's going to play another year, because it looked like he's definitely going to play another year. I hope the Lakers can do something. Although people might say you're not the biggest LeBron fan, I respect his legacy. I don't want to see him go out like this. This swept last year. If he lose a sweep this year, now it's going to start to chip away at his legacy. All right, it's going to start to chip away at how he ended. It's going to be that Muhammad Ali, you're fighting past your prime, and yeah, you can still throw a punch, but you're getting beat in the fights. Holyfield, you can still throw a good tough punch, Holyfield, but you're getting beat in the fights. And we get it. You're older. In your prime, you guys were the men. You were the men. But now, I don't want to see Coach J.O. What do you think? I don't want to see him go out another sweep. That's not going to be good.
This is what you sign up for, though, right? Like, think about it. Let's be real. LeBron James isn't a dummy. Like, if we can see this, like, he being in that locker room, he got to understand it. That, hey, we're not a championship team. Like, he has to know this. So to continue to play year after year after year, accumulate stats, and then you get knocked out in the playoffs, this is kind of what you sign up for. And I do agree with you about it. That is a bad way to go out. But is it what he wants? Does he want those stats? You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it's gonna cost. This is what it's gonna cost.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Coach Scott, I'll let you get the last word on this. What are your thoughts on it? You know, like, again, we see Jordan go out, 98 finals, hits the shot, championship. And Jordan played for the Wizards. Jordan knew he wasn't winning the championship with the Wizards. Jordan was coming back to scratch that itch, you know what I mean? Or business moves or whatever he wanted to call it. Jordan was just wanting to play basketball. I know people love to throw those Wizard years in there, and they count statistically because they lowered his overall career scoring average. So they count. I get it. But that's not what we remember Jordan for. We remember 98 Utah game-winning shot. We remember Kobe 60 points. Mamba hitting that last three late against Utah. We remember those things. Whether you're a LeBron fan or not, and this is a guy who thinks Jordan is the GOAT now, by far. This is a guy who thinks Jordan the GOAT. I don't care if you think Jordan the GOAT. Respect the game of basketball and respect the legacy of LeBron. No, we do not want to see somebody who had this type of career go out with 2 sweeps back to back. It just isn't good for the game of basketball itself. That's what I'm saying. What'd you say, Coach Scott?
I definitely agree. I think that, you know, in Kobe's farewell tour, he didn't make the playoffs, but he made his last game historic. And I think that at this point, I think Coach J.O. kind of alluded to it. He looks in the locker room and he can see, you know, hey, look, we may not have what it takes for us to get to the pinnacle again. But what does my farewell tour really look like? And if his farewell tour is going to be next year, it definitely can't be this year. He can't make it be this year because you don't want to leave the game, like you said, with that stain of being swept or being taken out by a Denver Nugget team that put you out in the previous year and then coming back and getting taken out again by the same team, even though you called for that team to play them again. You know, his farewell tour, he's gotta look and say, hey, look, I gotta pick my spots where I gotta really say this is how I'm gonna leave the game. And you know, just looking at the game itself, I watched it from start to finish yesterday, and I think the real separating factor was, you know, this 3-point shooting that you talked about earlier. You had some lights out shooting from Denver. 43%, 33%, 40%, 44%, 50% from 3. And if that's the way that they're going to balance out the, you know, air quoting here, the free throws, I mean, hell, you better pray they miss them or close out because they clearly they making them.
Hey, Coach Scott, are you going to mention the 7 turnovers from somebody on the Lakers?
What about it? I mean, yeah, he had 7 turnovers for sure. But with what he did, I mean, what else would you want him to do? I mean,
not turn the ball over 7 times.
I mean, we're looking at the 7 turnovers, but are we looking at everyone else's turnovers? Or are we just looking at LeBron's turnovers? I mean, are we looking at the point, the efficiency margins? Are we looking at that as well? Or are we not looking at that?
7 turnovers.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: based off these 7, and I agree with you. No one should, you know, if you're trying to win, 7 turnovers is a hell of a lot of turnovers to try and win a game. Period. But we know Caitlin Clark is the most quote unquote effective shooter in the game, but she's number 2 in turnovers in the NCAA women's basketball game. So what are we talking about here? You want greatness, or you want, you know, I mean, how you want to rate this game? Did they lose because of those 7 turnovers?
Yeah, they did. That was a big part of why they lost. That was a big part of why they
Denver
lost.
Shot 40% from 3-point line.
That was a big part of why they lost.
Okay.
If
I disagree.
According to you, Coach Scott, LeBron James is the best player on the Lakers. If you're the best player on the team, you need to lead by example. And turning the ball over 7
I think
times,
he did that. I think he did it personally, but hey,
turning the ball over 7 times is not leading. Taking one shot, not taking a shot until the final 2 minutes, 1 minute in the fourth quarter isn't leading by example.
So let me ask you this, Coach JL, because there's a even critique of the game, and I respect the critique. Like I say, I disagree with you, but there's an even critique, and yeah, you 7 turnovers, you cannot do that as LeBron James. No, you can't do that. There's an even critique, but again, are you gonna say he was tired, or are you gonna say all the other stuff that comes with it? Because if you know you're tired, what the hell are you shooting the ball for? What, like, you have to pick which one you want. Do you want him to be tired and not turn the ball over, or do you want him to be tired and just shoot random shots? Which one do you want him to do?
Abaya, you can attest to this.
I'm talking to you.
I'm gonna answer your question. I'm about to answer your question.
But you're about to answer my question, asking Abaya a question.
No. I'm asking him, does he agree with what I'm about to say? Okay. For the last 15 years, haven't we been told, not just 15 years ago, but even to this day, that LeBron James spends over $1 million, $2 million on his body, and he's the most conditioned athlete in the NBA?
That is true.
So, listen, I can see that he's tired. I can. So why are we using all of these hyperbolic statements to hype him up as this transformer type figure? Is he the most conditioned athlete or not?
Are you asking me a question?
Yes. Yes, I'm asking.
Yes. I think he is. At 40 years old, hell yeah. Yeah. I think so.
I think for a 40-year-old, he's in great shape. But is he the most conditioned athlete? No.
Not right now. No.
Yeah. And it's showing. It's definitely showing. But all right. So unfortunately, I believe another sweep is at hand. I think Nuggets in 4. Coach Scott, what do you have?
Hey, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I got the Lakers in 7. I definitely don't feel like they'll get swept. I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Coach J.O., what you got? Who you got, Coach J.O.?
Hold on. Did you hear what he said? He said, I got the Lakers in 7. I don't feel like they'll get swept.
I tried not to hear it, but
listen, man,
Hey, Coach J.O., here's the difference between you and I. Hey, man, I'm not afraid to be great. I've been there before. So sometimes you stand on what you stand on, and it just be that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But hey, I'm not playing. I'm just watching. I'm a fan.
But you know you're wrong. You're gonna be wrong.
I'm a fan of the game.
Anyway,
I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of LeBron James.
See,
so what I'm saying,
so why not use logic?
Did you lose logic when you just said the T-Wolves were a better team? They ran up and down the court. They attack you. You put a million.
I had a reason why I said what I said.
You put $1 million of pressure on Phoenix, and then you come back in the same breath and say, I'm gonna take the best player in KD.
That's what I said, because I feel like
this is my problem.
I feel like they're two even
he
teams.
Does it every show.
I give you a reason why I'm picking the Suns. You're not giving me a reason why the Lakers gonna win. You're not giving one reason why the Lakers going to win. At least I gave a reason why I felt like the Suns would win. You're not giving any reason why the Lakers going to win.
LeBron James and AD. I think the bench figures it out, and with LeBron James and AD leading the way, they get it done. That's my point. That's the point of what I'm saying.
You don't believe that, though.
All right.
I think both of y'all did the same thing. I think you're both wrong, by the way. Coach, you with the Suns pick, I don't know what you was doing. And Coach, you with the Lakers, I have no clue where y'all going. All right, let's go to the Eastern Conference. The Celtics and the Heat. All right, Coach J.O., I'm looking at the game stats, man, the team stats. I mean, field goals, the Heat shot 81 shots. The Celtics shot 82. The Heat made 38 of 81. The Celtics made 39. Just one more. The Heat shot 46%. The Celtics shot 47. The Heat dominated. Well, let me say they had 20 more points in the paint than the Celtics. All right, they points off turnovers. They had 18 and Celtics had 11. They both had 11 turnovers. The discrepancy is, all right, the Celtics had 16 free throws and the Heat they were 100% 6 for 6. But here's the biggest thing. The Heat made 10 more three-pointers. The Celtics made 10 more three-pointers than the Miami Heat. Both of their bench gave them 30 points off the bench. We talk about too many three-point shots being shot in the game. Coach Scott, does it not seem like this is, I don't know, it might be effective. The Nuggets got past the Lakers with it. It may be effective.
Hey man, it definitely is effective, but the Heat is my squad, right? And what I saw very much frustrated me from a fact of they weren't playing Heat defense. They weren't playing Heat ball. And Heat ball, a true Eric Spoelstra defense is we close out on everything. And they weren't closing out. They really were lethargic in closing out. The 50-50 balls, they didn't dive, they didn't grind, it was no grind in this game. It wasn't Miami Heat basketball. It wasn't traditional Eric Spoelstra defensive basketball, and that's what frustrated me. And I think that this is why, Boston just kind of blew the top off. You got 60% from three. Jaylen Brown just 60% from three. 4 players shooting 50% from three. It's all making these guys that can shoot uncomfortable, and none of that happened. And I don't know if it was the 1 day rest that they were tired. I don't know if they were, kind of sulking because of Jimmy Butler not being there. But you have to play Miami Heat basketball, and scrapping for every inch of that court. That's Miami Heat basketball, and being frustrated with the way these guys played, they're going to get blown out if they don't figure it out quick.
Yeah, man. Coach J.O., not by much, but they did have more players available, or more players that played for the Heat than they did for the Celtics. The Celtics only had 3 players coming off the bench. So if the Heat are tired, if that was what's happening, do you see them bouncing back? Are they going to get some rest? You think they're coming out this series?
Oh, of course not. Not without Jimmy Butler. They're not coming out this series. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening. But this is the thing, right? I'm an Eric Spoelstra guy. I think he's by far the best coach in the NBA. I don't think it's close. Historically, I think he's a top 5 coach ever, in my opinion. One thing I know about Eric Spoelstra, he's going to get you one. He's going to get you one.
I could agree with best coach. Top 5, I had to say something. But
top 5?
I'm gonna tell yeah.
I'm in love. I love Spo, but damn.
Hey, Eric Spoelstra will get you one game. Just about his genius in general. He's gonna get you one. Even without Jimmy, he's gonna get one. Okay. So, but this is just a mismatch. It's just a talent mismatch. The Heat has too many specialists. One thing, and that's why they lost last year. You just cannot win with people who can only do one thing. You put people on the court, he can just defend, or this person can only shoot. Your Matt Strausses and your Gabe Vinces. It's too many of those guys, man. Yeah. They love those undrafted players, and you try to raise them up to be that. Yeah, it's good, but you need dudes. You need your dudes, man, because the Celtics got dudes, and you need dudes to match dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Coach, top 5? Exposure? Hey,
yeah.
I think. Listen.
He's a phenomenal coach.
I think he will become top 5. I don't know if you're talking about he will be a top 5, or you saying he's already a top 5.
He's already a top 5 coach ever. Like in the NBA, he's top 5.
So what's up with y'all today, man? Y'all are saying,
You got names? I'm saying, do you got some other names?
Give me names. You got the Pat Rileys. It's some coaches
over. Yeah, there's a lot, but Y'all picking the Lakers over the Nuggets. Y'all picking the Suns over the T-Wolves. Spoelstra's a top 5 coach. I don't know. Maybe I know I got it. It's the hoodie. You hot. You overheating. Right? You're overheating. Okay. Coach Scott, what you got? Who you got out of this series? Who you and how many games?
I hate to say it, man. I got. I do believe Spo can get us one just based off of coaching. I do believe that. I think the Boston takes us out in 5 for sure. But I think Jo made Coach Jo makes a great point, man. You gotta stop with we gotta stop with these specialists. We got to get some ball players. We got to get some ball players. And Kevin Love and Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, he'll be somebody else's great spot up shooter, but just, Caleb Martin, these guys, for what they are, they're great role players, but they're not ball players. And we need some more ball players in Miami right now.
Yeah. Coach Jo, you said in 5 as well?
Oh yeah, 5.
I wouldn't have anything different to say. I think I could see 5. I could see 5. Cleveland Cavaliers, the number 4 seed versus the 5 seed, the Orlando Magic, and they lead the series 1-0. They won 97-83. Coach Jo, your thoughts on this series and who coming out?
Cleveland clearly has the best player on the court, Donovan Mitchell. Now, man, you know what I'm saying? He put on a show yesterday.
A show.
He put on a show. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, the Magic has some young talent over there, man, and they up and coming. And I feel like once they get back to Orlando, they can get one for their team. But Cleveland, they're too big, man. They're too big. They're too long. They're too athletic. Then when you got that firepower in that backcourt with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, man, they can give you 60. Like both of them together can give you 60. They can average 60 in this series together. You know what I'm saying? So I got Cleveland in 5, man.
Yeah, Cleveland in 5. And Cleveland does have the better team, but I would like to point out both teams shot a heck of a lot of three-pointers. Magic shot 37. They only made 8. Cleveland shot 30. They only made 8. But when it comes down to the free throws, Cleveland took 21 and made 17. The Magic had 30 and made 19. They actually were up on the free throws. Make a little more of your free throws, the basics, and we could be talking something else right now today because it's the missed opportunities. It's called a free throw. You get to throw the ball freely with no defense from a line to make it easier. You're an NBA professional. How is it that we can look at very poor percentages, Coach Scott, from the free throw line from these NBA teams when they're making, I pay you $20 million a year, $5 million a year, whatever. I don't care if it was $100,000 a year. If I'm paying you that, would we do this anywhere else in any other line of business? If I'm paying you $100,000 to get the job done and you don't get it done, how would I own a business? I know how y'all feel about it. If I'm running the business and I'm paying you to get something done and you don't get it done, how is that not so frustrating? But we see this happening with no problem in the NBA, Coach. What's your thoughts?
It's much like the weatherman. It's the only job in America you can be wrong every damn day and keep the job, right?
Exactly.
It's the only job. You can be wrong every day, but you can keep that job. Exactly. I would agree with you to a certain extent. Donovan Mitchell was as good as he needed to be to put these jokers to bed. I think if he needed to be more, he could have been more because that joker he put on a show. I mean, it was. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the game, but he was everything he wanted to be. I'm talking about he put on a clean clinic. And the reason these free throws kind of go by the wayside, it's much like in every park today. You see kids out trying to catch the ball with one hand instead of catching with the good old two that somebody created you with, right? It's just the displacement of the actual fundamentals. You said it. It's not going back to the basics. Nobody wants to lay it up. Nobody wants to shoot the 18-foot jumper. Nobody wants to shoot the free throw. Everybody wants to shoot the 3-ball. And that's what their Achilles heel was. That was their nemesis. But when you saw Mr. Donovan Mitchell put on the show, man, that man was at the bucket. He was driving. He was penetrating. He was creating shots. He was whatever he wanted to be because he was fundamentally putting on a clinic out there yesterday.
Very true. Very true. And you say they come out Cleveland in how many?
I would say Cleveland in 5 for sure. I think the young guns ain't gonna go out. They're not gonna go out without a fight. I think they'll steal one game, but it's gonna be the Donovan Mitchell show for sure.
And what say you, Coach J.O.? Thoughts on the series?
Same thing. 5.
5?
5.
I know you lived
Y'all
in
want
Orlando,
Magic too?
man, but it's gonna be over in 5. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, I never lived in Orlando. Tampa. I'm not an Orlando Magic fan. I'm gonna give them 2. I'm gonna give them 6.
You gonna give them 2 games?
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm gonna give them
You
2.
don't even have a sweater, hoodie on.
I know, right? I'm not even breaking a sweat either. It's just my skin just shining because it's pretty. I'm gonna give them 2. I think they're gonna at least get 2, and I think the 2 they're gonna get is going to be at home. They're gonna get 2 games at home, and I don't think they're gonna be back to back, but I give them 2. But Speaking of putting on the show, let's talk about the Bucks, the number 3 seed versus number 6 seed Pacers. And Lillard, game just recently ended not too long ago. At the time of this recording, 35 points, 11 of 24 field goals, 6 of 11 from downtown, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Man, no, 2 personal fouls. What are your thoughts on that? They win. They won by 13. Who's coming out of this series? The Bucks or the Pacers?
I'm gonna be real now. Giannis gonna have to come back. This was a good game, from the Bucks, with Dame having 30. He had 35 in the first half now. So that was a goose egg in the second half. The Pacers are a good team. And they actually match up good with the Bucks, especially without Giannis. So if you telling me Giannis not coming back, the Pacers winning this series. If Giannis don't come back, if Giannis does not come back, the Pacers are winning this series. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it.
That was a good game by Dame. Good. Okay. Do it again. Show me you can get 35 and a half again. Show me.
I hate to say it. I agree with you, Coach J.O., but I agree from a different aspect. I think the Pacers are a really good team. They're solid across the board. I think they play great defense. They got a lot of wingspan, but this is going to be a Doc Rivers meltdown. And that's just my personal opinion. If Giannis doesn't come back, this is going to be a Doc Rivers meltdown. And again, we talked about this early, when Doc took the job. This is an identity problem that the Bucks have to get over. And if this is going to be Dame's team, he has to come back and do another. He's going to have to put another 35 points. I don't think he'll do it in another half, but he's got to put up another 35 points to let these guys know that he is leading the charge. And if he can't do that, if it comes down to X's and O's, I mean, out of the timeout, Doc probably is one of the best coaches, but just from a standpoint of coaching in the playoffs, historically, he hadn't shown it since he won the shit.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah. So you said, J.O., you said the Pacers, if Giannis doesn't come back. Giannis comes back, what are we looking at?
Giannis comes back, I got the Bucks in 6 if Giannis comes back. I doubt he comes back, though. That calf is tricky.
And without him, Pacers and
Pacers in 6.
All right, Coach Scott. If Giannis comes back,
I can go along with that. I think 6 either way.
Okay, all right. I can say that's fair. But I do think Dame did a good job. They were up. They were up by 20. There's no need to keep pushing them.
He did. He did his job.
Yeah,
he did his job.
He was on fire. I don't think it was just like a goose egg in the second half. Yeah, I don't think it's just a goose egg in the second half. I'm up by 20. Giannis is already out. I'm just going to keep pushing Dame because I don't want him to go out. I think it's more of that.
What did he? What did minute wise? What did he end with minute wise?
Let me pull up his minutes. I did not look at his minutes. The game just ended. Let's see. He played. Lillard had 38 minutes, so he didn't even touch the 40-minute mark.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, with that being said, last game on the bracket for the 2024 playoffs, first round, the number 2 seed New York Knicks and number 7 seed 76ers. Let me see the hands of everybody who went with 76ers. Damn, that's messed up. Coach Scott, who you got? What's your thought on this series?
I got New York in 6. The reason I got New York in 6, they brought Embiid back too fast, man. He brought himself back too fast. He wants it, but you gotta. He's the franchise, and you can't rush a leg injury, a knee injury. You just can't rush that type of thing. And he brought himself back too soon.
Yeah.
And maybe if he would have came back, if they could have got through the second round without him, maybe, yes. But he came back too soon, and I think that's going to be their Achilles heel. New York looks definitely really good. They look strong.
Yeah.
They ran the court very well. I got New York.
I was joking. I got New York too. Coach J.O., what's your thoughts on the series?
I got New York in 7 though. I got him in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid is Embiid. You understand? He didn't have a great game yesterday, but he's going to explode for one. He's going to have him a 38-point game, a 42-point game. You get what I'm saying? Tyrese Maxey, he's going to explode as well. I mean, it's just that the Knicks are gritty, and when you playing in the Garden like that, you got those fans behind you and Jalen Brunson doing his thing, man. It's really come down to the home court advantage. I felt like if Philly had home court advantage, I probably would go with Philly, but New York has the home court advantage. They're rocking. You know how it gets, man. And I'm happy for the Knicks. I'm happy for basketball. It's good. The NBA is in a good place when the Knicks are good. It just is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have those story franchises, the Knicks, the Lakers,
Right.
You know, the two coasts, the East and the West Coast. If they're doing well, everything in between kind of flows, and it's good for the game of basketball. But I agree that Embiid may have came back too soon. I mean, especially when you got to leave again because you injure your surgical, the repair in your knee. The first thing you do, you see him grab that knee. Like, I don't know how many surgical wounds you guys have ever seen before, but I've seen quite a few. And they're not pretty. And to think about them being injured or popped open or whatever the case may be, it's a painful thought to even think about.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's a painful thought. So, yeah, I think the Knicks. I was joking earlier about the 76ers. I think the Knicks take this. And I think it's going to be the Knicks and the Pacers in the next round. And I'm eager if that's the case because I miss the Knicks and the Pacers from back in the 90s. But that used to be a great playoff series or just a regular season game. Knicks and Pacers, y'all remember those games? Man, Ewing in his squad, Reggie Miller in the squad, Mark Jackson, Rick Smits and all them boys, man. Hey, those are some good games. So I know it's not gonna be the same players, but hey, I'm looking forward to that if it's possible. I mean, so there we have it, man. That's our predictions. Our GOAT debate special playoff edition to give the predictions. Bars. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Hey, GOAT debate special edition to give the predictions. Jay-Z, go ahead. Just go ahead and send it to me. Send it to me, baby. Hey, listen.
Don't quit your day job about it. Don't quit.
Hey, listen, boy. It's always a hater somewhere around here. Hey, LeBron fans, y'all was right. He is a hater. He has been hating. He hating on me. I ain't even did nothing. I ain't got no support right here.
You gave LeBron too much props early in the show. That's what it was.
That's probably what it was.
That's what it was.
What was that? What it was, Jill? Coach J.O., that's what it was.
That was just trash. I'm sorry. That was just trash.
Well, I go back and write another 16, and I'll spit it from there. Hey, but we have reached the end of our show, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We on. What am I missing? We're missing something. We're on all social media. Spotify. Make sure you guys follow us, GOAT Debate Media. This is where we keep Sports 100. We can speak freely. You know why? It's our show. We ain't got to worry about what the networks say. We can speak freely. So what we want to say. But until the next show, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Welcome to The GOAT Debate, the premier online sports debate show where engaging discussions and thrilling debates unfold as we determine who is the greatest of all time in every sport. I am your host, Abaya Israel, joined by my two co-hosts, Coach Scott and Coach J.O. Tune into our YouTube and Facebook channels to catch our reactions and coverage of the biggest games and the latest news. Don't miss out on your chance to participate in the action. Join us every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the GOAT Debate, where you, the viewer, can call in and share your thoughts on who deserves the title of the GOAT. Be sure to mark your calendars. Every Monday, we upload 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and we go live every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe, call in, and participate. Come and be a part of the conversation.